Welcome back to Sweet Beat TV. I'm your host, Sienna Leone, and today we're joined by CEO and designer of Tribe Kelley, Mrs. Brittney Kelley. Now, Brittney Kelley and her husband, Brian Kelley, who is one of the main vocalists for Florida Georgia Line, came up with the idea of Tribe Kelley. So we're going to be talking about today where that idea stemmed from, what her design process is when designing for Tribe Kelley, how she gives back to her community, and talking about this new mental health initiative that Tribe Kelley is partaking in, along with much more. Mrs. Brittney Kelley. Hi, Brittney. How are you?
Hey, y'all. How's it going? I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you staying safe? You're in Nashville, correct?
Actually, we just came down to Florida at our house and our Tribe Kelley location down here in the Panhandle. So mentally, I'm doing really well because after I work, I get to go down to the beach. So
no complaints there. Now, are they open now?
So we just opened our beaches back up on May 1st, and we have our businesses up and operating at 25% capacity. So I'm actually bringing in my girls this week to retrain and start to kick back into gear.
Now, Tribe Kelley is owned by you and your husband, Brian Kelley, and Brian's actually a part of Florida Georgia Line, and I'm a huge fan, by the way. Now,
that's awesome.
You're CEO and designer of Tribe Kelley. How did you two come up with the idea of the company?
I came fresh out of college and went straight on the tour bus with my husband and 12 dudes. So coming from college, I had my own Etsy account, so I kind of already had that bone in me of fashion and retail and e-commerce. And right when I got on the tour bus, all the band members and Tyler's duo partner even, they were asking me to, cut their shirts up or tie-dye them or bleach them or, find them vintage pieces and style them. Because at the time they didn't have a stylist, they were pretty much just starting out. So I kind of played stylist for the band for a little bit there, but I knew that I wanted to start my own e-commerce. So it kind of was born on the tour bus, I feel. And I just kind of started writing the blueprints that first year I was on the bus, and we launched about a year after that.
So being a CEO as a woman, that's super inspiring, and I'm sure a ton of, younger females can look up to you. What would you say your biggest piece of advice for a young female who hopes to be a CEO one day or hope to pursue their passion?
I think not underestimating yourself. Because me, in elementary, middle school, high school, if you would have told me that I would be in the position I'm in today, I would have laughed at you. I would have not believed you. I would have been intimidated. And I guess what I'm trying to say is just don't look too far ahead and see that it's unrealistic, because no matter if you're in a tiny little town and nobody knows your name and your family may not have much, you have the ability to create your future and your own luck. And just doing the best that you can while constantly being a student of learning more about your passion. So whatever your passion is or whatever you're wanting to create, work on that a little bit every single day, but don't be intimidated by the end result. I mean, if your end result is to open up 100 stores and have the biggest brand in the world, that is awesome. But that's not gonna happen in a couple weeks. But you chipping away at that a little by little every day for several years, I mean, you would blow your own mind if you could see your own future, you know what I'm saying? So basically go slow, do the best you can with what you have at that moment, and then just constantly be seeking ways to get better and do better and place yourself around people that you want to be like and that you want to be around, and you love those qualities of those people.
Now, you launched your first collection with Tribe Kelley in 2014, and actually on your wedding anniversary, if I'm correct. Now, you've grown your business into a lifestyle brand with men's and women's clothing, denim, swimwear, and 2 storefront locations in Nashville, Tennessee. How would you say Tribe Kelley gives back to that community?
I love that question, actually, because there's some really, really good stuff happening. I just got off the phone actually 2 hours ago with some cool stuff happening. So we're really big supporters and advocates of mental health and mental health education. So the past couple of years, I've supported different nonprofits and charities in all different genres, but my passion is definitely mental health and psychology. That's what I went to school for. I've been just marinating and meditating on this and just, what is my purpose in this life? And this really seems to align with everything that I believe in. And it's kind of in the beginning stages, and we're actually teaming up with the Pivot process, and we're going to be sponsoring individuals and families through a non-profit charity collection that we're going to be releasing. So we're going to be making a miniature collection that is 100% give back to sponsor kids, individuals, families to go into this process. And we're also going to be offering affordable virtual group therapy as well. So we're going to be making a lot of announcements about that in the next couple weeks. And then I'm also going to be going live for a 5-week series with my life coach to show everyone kind of how it works, because it is such a new concept. So we just did one of those a couple weeks ago, and we had such good feedback. And so I'm going to go be very vulnerable in front of a lot of people and get coached and kind of bring up some hard topics and really just break that stigma that it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to have, a traumatic past and be able to grow from that. It's okay if, your parents or, whoever your guardian isn't the person that you're striving to be. You are your own person. You can gain these tools and this education yourself and really create your own world, really create your own future. So
I love that. I think it's a beautiful thing and a very important thing, especially during this time through quarantine as well. You could feel so alone and isolated. So I think this is a super important initiative. So good on you.
Just to touch on what you said, so many people do feel so isolated, and we do have free resources through our social media, just to show you hotlines and different places to reach out and talk to somebody. It shows you free apps that you can connect with people and text with people. Because like you said, it's such an isolating time, and sometimes you just need somebody to listen, So yes, absolutely.
What inspires you most when you design for Tribe Kelley?
Oh, yes. So funny enough, I'm also, I don't want to call myself a photographer, but I took a couple photography classes, so I do take a lot of photos. And sometimes it's of really weird stuff. So I might take a photo, like a close-up photo of the sand, or maybe I just take a random photo and kind of come back and see it another day and take something from it. But I love to get my color palettes from my photographs. I would be phony to say that I sit down and just design a whole collection. It just comes in random waves, and so I would just say it comes in random waves and just when the time's right.
I love that. And I love how hands-on you are with your company, from taking photos to the design process. And, I was talking with Haley a bit just about, you have a small team. So what would you say the challenges, kind of like the pros and cons of that would be?
Yeah, for sure. So I don't care what you create in your life. If your hand isn't touching every facet of that business in the beginning, it's just not going to be your vision. I am fortunate enough in this part of the company where I could hire a team to do visuals and marketing and all the things, and I do have people in place to do that, but it always comes from my vision. And I think that's so important for anybody watching that wants to start a brand or to start any sort of, even if it was a construction company. If your vision isn't there during training, during the marketing, scheming and dreaming, during all of that, it's not going to be your vision. It's going to be someone else's. So I think it's so important to note that. And then I guess a con would be maybe I don't get to spend as much time on the beach.
I think that also speaks to the name of your company, and it makes it more authentic, because as a company grows, it's easy to lose touch with those customers, and every customer wants to feel a part of a community, a part of your tribe. So I think that's a really beautiful thing. Now, we see a lot of celebrities wearing Tribe Kelley, like Chrissy Teigen, Helen Owen, Lauren Lane. Take us through that feeling as a designer, having that celebrity endorsement with your company. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's a similar feeling to when anybody wears my clothing. I mean, it's when I see someone random that isn't a celebrity tag my clothing, I get that joy and that thrill, that same exact joy and thrill. I think maybe with the celebrity aspect, just because I see my husband, he receives so many things that are free or, you know, brands or whatever, but I think the celebrity aspect makes it cool because you know how many choices they have, and then they choose to pick yours is just the coolest thing ever. So probably the factor that they could get anything they want, they could choose any brand, probably have tons of brands sitting at their door, but they chose, you know, Tribe Kelley. I think that's just the coolest thing ever.
So thank you, Brittney, so much for joining us. And if you guys want to check out Tribe Kelley, go to www.tribekelley.com. Now that's it for me, you guys. Please make sure you're giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to Sweetie High. I'm your host, Sienna Leone, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.